Just kind of like spent a lot of time in the water, in the sea. There's the couple of works that kind of emerged from that activity. And also like a lot of it's like from me growing up on the coast. Over the years, I think in the art world, actually, I'm kind of seen as a video artist. But actually, I started off doing painting actually and print. Although I had this long history with the sea, my art practice did not really begin with the sea. Initially, I was making artworks using game engines actually. I had this group. We started this net art collective called Tsunami Net, which was kind of like looking at the infrastructure of the internet. So we did things like we crushed servers, walked to server farms, look for sea cables, stuff like that. After doing all the tsunami projects and looking at like systems in a much more critical way, it became more visible to me that there was a lot of things that was happening in the sea in Singapore actually. How we control it, how it's been desocialized, militarized, corporatized, and there's a certain kind of dislocation actually. In the sense that if you ask any kid actually in Singapore, say like, does it feel like you're living on an island? They say no. To them, Singapore's not an island. Yeah, there's no sense of the coast actually. When you want to build a relationship, when you can't be like just stand there for instantly and then go like, oh, I know what's happening. Actually, you won't. It's basically when you want to build a relationship, when you need to observe for a long time actually, you need to like have a kind of like staggered observation of what's happened. Like, okay, now this is what's happening, and then after that, and then you see how it unfolds, and then you can kind of get a relationship. Drawing on the clouds is one aspect actually to how I built this relationship. I'm kind of like looking at clouds, you know, and there's so many kind of clouds actually. The grid is quite an important piece because I guess there's kind of like a theoretical aspect to it. The whole idea of like the sea state and then the nation state. The idea actually came out after I made the work. Took out the grid, you know, after having an interview with Captain Wilson Chua. Through that, I felt compelled to actually like kind of separate them actually. After doing the act, and then I realized that actually perhaps Singapore is divided in these two worlds actually. The squares are kind of like really moved in a completely arbitrary way. I mean, people can come here and you just move them whatever way they are. I feel that it's resolving in a direction that I feel more comfortable with now. I'm kind of like looking at the legal aspects of land reclamation in Singapore. At some point in time, we need to confront it. How much have we reclaimed? You know, who has done the reclamation? Who holds responsibility for it? We need these figures, I guess. And I guess this is my soft way of like kind of like doing it, because I've gone through the gazettes and actually make these sandpapers. So they do exist now. And then with the sandprint, there's a hard edge to it because it's scanning. The data is very objective in a sense. Land reclamation is not scientific actually. It's actually very superhuman expression actually. There's this aspect that's actually like kind of hard edge, like kind of like just, so it gives the audience like kind of sense of like, you know, it's like there's a narrative there actually. But then the rest of the show is also very free on a sense. And actually, I do invite misreadings actually. I hope the work is enough for the viewer to look at least it interests them actually. Then they can take any direction that we want to know. If they want to know deeper into, you know, what makes me tick and, you know, good is there. The thing is, because I built a body of work, they can look into it actually. But if they want to misread it and make it their own, I'm fine there also. I see it more as a playground, yeah, you know, for ideas actually. But I also like the idea of installing works in a way that it's more like a playground actually. You go there and then there's like the slide and then there's the merry-go-round and then you kind of like choose which one you do. And then when you're doing one, you see the other one also. So it builds a much more complex relationship with things. In a sense, when I say this, that's what I do actually. I triangulate information and then, you know, it creates this third work actually, which is not there but actually is there because through interacting with all the other works.